The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy. Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene with you on a Sunday morning. Hope you're ready for the day of football. We've got all of your fantasy plays. Fantasy questions will be answered here. We've already started the day off with a Jonathan Welch joining the Pennies for Your Thoughts group.
You have to you got to turn my board back up.
Your board?
I'm your Huckleberry.
I'm your Huckleberry. There it is. Yeah, we are ready and raring to go on this Tampa Bay Buccaneers bye week. I know you're all upset that you're not going to get to see the best team in the NFL play today.
No, I mean, you see them tonight. They play tonight. It's the LA Rams. or you see them play the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's the Buffalo Bills.
We've got all the latest breaking news in the NFL here running up to kickoff. Thanks, everybody, for joining us here in the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. And Jeremy has what he says is the lock of the century.
It's the greatest
DFS lineup.
It's the greatest DFS lineup I've ever put together. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, it is. Which means it's gonna suck. I mean, there's no doubting that this means I'm going to pour the money in it and it's going to shit in my cornflakes because I do not see how this does not work.
It's all right. You're good at this. Remember, you're good at this. You're good at this. So just, I'm having to go. It's going to be fine.
Yeah, that's when you know the season hasn't gone the way I wanted it to. When I'm having to get Stuart Smalley affirmations before I put in a DFS lineup. I am good enough. I'm smart enough. And gosh darn it, people like me. Shit. Oh, shit.
Subscribe to the channel, like it, join the House of Reprehensibles. Why have we not changed the name, by the way? Is that not the... Is that not?
You have to wait a week.
Oh,
they don't let you... You can only change the name once a week.
Oh, okay.
So tomorrow it will be the House of Reprehensibles. We do have a relaunch of Patreon. So all of the people that are on the Patreon, you will be getting a message from me. I think I can directly contact all of you, whether it's Twitter, whatever. We have cool stuff.
Right.
That we are going to pay off the Patreon things, and you're going to see a bit of a difference in how we do things moving forward. It will be more scheduled, so there will be no more 11-ish on Sundays, no more 10-ish.
Right.
It's all going to be scheduled. It's all going to fire automatically. And we had an idea a long time ago that we just never had anybody that could pay it off, of we want to do funny-ass shirts and shit for the people that watch our show and support us. And I've got an Aaron Rodgers one that is just a damn doozy.
Lovely.
It is just a damn doozy.
Lovely.
It will piss off your Democrat friends, I promise. I will bet you $1 million it will piss off your Democrat friends.
Oh, God. It just, as much as you want to steer away from that whole we don't talk politics thing, man, the politics every time just comes up and bites you in the ass where you have to go, God damn it, is everybody an idiot?
Yeah, and here's the thing. We're not going to talk about it, but we are going to make fun of it. We have come as a show group to a conclusion of I cannot stop making fun of people.
Right.
It is just, it's in my DNA. I can't help it. And so when dumb shit like that happens, I have to make fun of it. So we're going to make shirts that will piss off your friends and hopefully bring in new people like us that don't give a rat's ass about Aaron Rodgers' vaccination status or Kim Kardashian's relationship status, or not to tip off what the shirt says, but it's down that narrative.
Fire away all of your fantasy questions for the day. We will give you lineup advice, all of that coming over the next 2 hours here. First things first, though, JT Money's already asked the number one question of the day. I had Aaron Rodgers, so I had to bench him, and now I've gone to Tua Tagovailoa. Well, guess what? You are out of luck, sir. Unfortunately, unfortunately, that's not going to work. They have apparently ruled Tua out because he's got, mallet finger or something.
Yeah. He had been too busy trying to run his finger up his own ass like a greasy peg and injured it. So no Tua today.
Oh, Jacoby Brissett's going to start for the Miami Dolphins against the Houston Texans, who get Tyrod Taylor back, and now I'm starting to think, damn it, I got that one wrong too.
Hi, there's somebody that took the Texans. I know a guy. Ryan Estrada.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Welcome to the House of Reprehensibles.
Yes, sir.
Penny for your thoughts, whatever the hell we're going to call this.
The House of Reprehensibles.
By the way, there is a House of Reprehensibles shirt that is tremendous.
Oh, one that you've made or one you found?
Yeah, no,
I was going to say, did you steal this from somebody and you're not telling us?
By the way, the thing that has pissed me off over the course of the last, let's say 3 days the most, is when I found out the OnlyFans logo was trademarked. I'm this close to just saying fuck it and saying, I mean, how many of these could we actually sell? Will they actually chase me for this? Because it is hilarious.
Hilarious.
My wife did not find it as funny as I did, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes, not everybody can get everything every time.
Mm-hmm.
Stotty Wizzy in the comments said, thoughts on Texans +5. I have it at +6.5, and I feel just good about it. Do you remember the last time Jacoby Brissett had to play when we didn't expect him to? That was 35-0 against the Buffalo Bills.
Right.
They crossed midfield one time, and they did not mean to.
Yeah, but come on. That was the Buffalo Bills. This is the Houston Texans. You actually think the Texans are going to be able to throw something at them that they're not ready for?
Throw something at them they're not ready for? Or will they just give up like an old dog laying next to the radiator? Which is what I think.
This is a Myles Gaskin week. It's a Myles Gaskin week.
Don't fall for that.
Yeah, the Houston Texans are so bad against the run. It's a Myles Gaskin week.
Oh, God. This is why you listen to me and avoid that like grim death. If you play anybody in that game, you're doing it wrong.
No, Mike Gesicki. Mike Gesicki, you're playing Mike Gesicki.
And I don't like him as much with Brissett as I do Tua.
Oh, I think you should.
Why? What else am I scared of? There's no Devontae Parker.
Mm-hmm.
The only player I'm actually scared of is Jalen Waddle.
Mm-hmm.
And now there is no chance that Vernon Hargreaves is on him because he is working at your local Costco.
Right.
Because the Houston Texans finally realized he is bad at football and sent him on about his merry way. I don't want anything from that game. Houston Texans, Miami Dolphins, that is the one that I look at and just go, no, sir. I don't want anything. I fell for the running back last week. Don't fall for it again. This is a sludge gross fest. Texans money line. Let's go.
So I'm on the Miami Dolphins to cover this
one. And that
one.
is just another reason that you should go Texans money line.
The Texans are not going to win this game. Come on. Stop that.
Oh.
I mean, I felt pretty good. I felt pretty good about it when Tua was the starter. I thought, he's been getting better. He's been progressing. He's been having 300, 400-yard games the last couple of weeks. So this is going to be okay. Devontae Parker goes out, and I go, I would really want him to have that weapon, but the Texans are just that bad. And now we find out Tua's not going to play. And you know what? I'm still settling with I'm not happy. I'm not happy that I'm giving up the points because this very well could be a 3-point game. But I'm not going Texans in the money line. Come on.
I believe you should.
I'm locked in on the Miami Dolphins, so I can't change it now. You got the Houston Texans. This could be one that you pick up on me this week.
I believe I
will still stand by. I think Mike Gesicki is a fine play.
I mean, he's fine. I'm not running out.
Where does he land in tight ends this week?
Oh, let's look. Doody. He is. Stupid computer. Where the? How in the high holy hell?
Fantasy Pros has him at 5.
My computer just went absolutely fucking ham sandwich.
Fantasy Pros has him at 5 this week, and I don't think that this hurts him all that much. I can't see him falling behind Mike Gesicki. George Kittle's behind him, of course.
You can't see him falling behind himself.
What did I say, Mike Gesicki?
I can't see him falling behind Mike Gesicki.
I think I meant to say Dallas Go Dirt.
I like Dallas Goedert better today.
Really?
I do.
Against the Chargers.
The Chargers are not. That's not a great defense. But yeah, I would go Dallas Goedert over.
Okay.
I'm trying to get to where he is in my rankings.
I've seen
because
a lot
I
of
audible this as soon as I saw the Tua news.
I've seen a lot of pub for Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry could be good today.
Not
I mean, Carolina's not great against tight ends, but still. I still think he's going to be a top 8 tight end regardless.
Here's the one thing that scares me. He had 1 touchdown with Brissett in his first run.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me nervous because he, like every other tight end, is touchdown dependent. That is what decides whether you have a high-end tight end 2 or an actual tight end 1.
Does he get in the end zone? Is he not the guy, though, that you would bank more money on than anybody else in that offense to score a touchdown, though?
No.
Really?
No. If I had to guess somebody that's going to score in this game, I would say Myles Gaskin. And I still want absolutely nothing.
This report is sponsored by Sino.
Right. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. Shut up.
Yeah, buttons.
Shut up.
Hey, it's fine.
Hey, well, I mean, this is what you get when you hook it through the radio board.
You had one job.
I had one job. One damn job. Anyhow, Mike Gesicki to me is the only fantasy play from this game.
I don't think there is one. I think you're saying none wrong. There's too many other games that are too tempting for me to chase points on this bullshit.
All right.
Well, here's the thing. Just look at the rest of the games on the day.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the Tua news came out, 20 minutes ago?
Something like that.
It's already gone down 1.5 points.
Mm-hmm.
That should tell you everything you need to know. And it was already one of the lower over-unders of the day. I'm avoiding the shit out of this game, and there's one more that I'm avoiding the hell out of that we'll talk about in a minute.
All right, over under 46. Under.
And it's 44.5 now.
Oh, okay. Let me hit the old update here on
refresh
Bet
on
Us.
Bet Us and see if it's gone down.
Where's the
if it's
refresh
gone
button?
down, you have to look.
Where is it?
Oh, God, technologically advanced society we are.
There we go. There's usually like a little refresh button up here somewhere.
We're all the way down to – we've gone down a full point in 20 minutes.
Down to 45.
And guess what? It's going to keep doing it because that's free money.
And, of course, you can lock your wagers in at betus.com, betus.com. Use the promo code Sportsocracy. Make your deposit and get a 125% deposit bonus just for using the promo code Sportsocracy at betus.com. That's where we base our lines on when we pick the games because – they are our partner, and that's how this all works. Go over to betus.com. Well, that's the sound a bear makes? Is it time to talk about the Bears already? It's not Monday night.
No, I just felt like hitting it.
Okay.
I love that Ron George phonetically says Cordero Patterson's name. He said Josh Jacobs or Cordero Patterson.
Cordell Pat or her son. Okay, all right, nice.
I'm going to go Josh Jacobs, and you're going to hear me say Josh Jacobs' name a slew of times today. I'll give you he's in the perfect DFS lineup, which good Lord, I just keep looking at it going, sweet baby God, just touch me and touch me in weird places.
Mm-hmm. And he's on the DFS lineup.
He
by
is,
the way.
and he ain't the only Raider that own it.
All right, next game. Fantasy implications for Denver at Dallas. Dallas is 10-point favorite still.
Yeah,
that line is held pretty steady. Dallas all the way.
I could not hate everything for Denver more if I tried.
Well, I mean, if you tried.
What do you like?
Not a damn thing.
There you go.
Not a damn thing.
Now that Albert Okwuegbunam is back in Denver, I don't like Noah Fant anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like. I mean, you got Teddy Bridgewater throwing to
Cortland Sutton,
who's going to be defended by Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah,
and he's not one of those receivers that can really do the things that beat up on Trayvon Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get Anthony Brown on the other side with Jerry Jeudy.
Mm-hmm.
What is there to like here?
If anything from Denver, it would be the running game, but there again, right, you're going to be behind. You're going to have to sling the ball, so maybe Javonte Williams. If they use him in the passing game.
Williams, if I absolutely had to, I would play Javonte Williams. But
right.
Chuck G asked if he missed me throwing shade at your stupid goat hoodie. It's the goat. God, I hate that term so much.
It's the coolest sweatshirt.
He's the goat. He eats 10 cans and gets his head stuck in fences.
Yeah. I don't like anything for the Denver Broncos either.
Which is funny because I like everything for the Dallas Cowboys.
Everything?
Everything.
I mean, CeeDee Lamb, I think, is my number one on Dallas's offense.
He's questionable to play.
Is he really?
Yeah, if he doesn't play, holy shit, Amari Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
Or Dalton Schultz or Tony Pollard or any other thing for Dallas. I like it all.
Yeah.
The problem is this is going to be a blowout, and I could easily see it being just a slew of gravy on everybody's taters, and nobody's great.
Tony Pollard. I think
he hasn't been
I think
good
Tony
for a
Pollard's
couple
one of my
weeks.
favorites. Though, but here's the thing: is I think that if they do get out ahead, which I think is going to happen, they get up by a bunch. Who's going to take over the load? It's going to be Tony Pollard.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand the theory,
and this could be
this
could be like a listless defense, without Von Miller being on the field. It couldn't be very not good for the Denver Broncos. I mean, I haven't heard reports out of that locker room, but Von Miller always struck me as a guy that would be a glue guy in the locker room. I don't know, they played without him last year, but they weren't good without him. So
nope. Not particularly good.
Right.
Not.
I wouldn't shy away from firing up anything for the Dallas Cowboys this week. But Tony Pollard, for some reason, I've got it in my mind that he's going to have a good second half of the game, taking over most of the carries there.
I'm fine with Pollard. It's just I like it all.
I like
if
that
you've got
Dallas.
him in season long, you're good.
I like that Dallas defense too,
I'm not against it.
because I think there could be a bunch of sacks in this game.
You do like sacks. Damn it. I couldn't help it.
We got to recharge your Brave batteries.
No Garrett Bowles, so anyway, the pass
Cowboys.
rush is going to be all over
All the
Teddy
Cowboys.
Bridgewater.
I'm taking the Cowboys minus the 10.
Yep.
I will go.
Under the 49.5.
I'm going to go under the 49.5.
Yeah.
I don't think they can hit it. Justin Parton asked Zach Ertz or Tyler Higby. I like them both. But frankly, it's 6 one way, half dozen the other, but I would go Zach Ertz. I think. Are you with me on that?
I think so.
I think I would. Zach Ertz, the more he gets integrated in that offense, the more and more I like him.
Right. Yeah, I think I'm with you on that.
Not
one.
really a DFS play for me because I have another. There is another player in DFS that I am just drunk on that plays tight end. Later in the show.
Okay, later in the show we will give that to you. So yeah, we're both on the under. We're both on Dallas minus the 10. Minnesota and Baltimore.
Here would be the game where our tight end falls.
Tyler Conklin?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Yes, sir. Because Marlon Humphrey is going to be on Justin Jefferson,
Okay.
which I don't love. But I think Minnesota's going to be able to score. I am drunk on Tyler Conklin today. Drunk. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even have a good excuse for why. But I am.
Yeah.
If I had to bet on somebody to score a touchdown today, Tyler Conklin is the one that I'm just plastered on. Low owned, cheap, just gnarly, gross, rah.
You're getting really excited about these nasty 9 points from a tight end.
Yeah, because he's a big, gnarly looking dude that looks kind of like me without the beard and got the mullet.
Okay. All right. Will the Minnesota Vikings be able to move the ball on Baltimore?
Yes.
I agree. And I think...
This is a game you should have many things in.
Right. I think Kirk Cousins is going to be fine. I think he's going to have a pretty good day. Top 12 potential, in my opinion.
I have another piece of this game that I will tell you at the end of the show.
Okay.
Because it ain't who you think it is.
Okay.
I promise you.
You like Tyler Conklin. Do you like the running game against Baltimore?
Brandon Williams, it's like Stephen Tao said, Brandon Williams probably out. I'll be honest with you. I think they're going to get behind. I could see this game having a reverse game script of what every Ravens game has. I could see Minnesota getting behind, and then they have to throw. But I think they get behind for one very specific reason, because there is a player for the Baltimore Ravens that I do not see the Minnesota Vikings being able to stop.
Lamar Jackson.
I will tell you who that is at the end of the show.
Marquise Brown.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, dude.
I haven't said.
He's not saying anything.
I am saying nothing.
Okay. All right. I think Marquise is a great play
Evan
today.
Doyle.
I don't think that they have anybody that can keep up with him.
Evan Doyle.
I'm your huckleberry.
Welcome to the House of Reprehensibles. Pennies for your thoughts, just all the shit.
Yeah.
God, I love you people.
Thank you for all the support, by the way.
By the way, Evan Doyle is your official. If he says it about Virginia Tech, you should probably just do it.
Okay.
He is to Virginia Tech what I am to tight ends. Doyle says things, and it happens. By the way, thank you, Boston College. I made all the money back on you that I had lost previously. Thank you. Phil Jerkovich just shows up and goes, I'm back,
hey, I'm
bitches.
here. I'm here.
Nobody knew, but here I am.
They won the bandana game on Friday.
They did, and I'll be honest with you. I know this is not a draft show, but I have to say this. If there is a quarterback in this class that I like more than Phil Jerkovich, I don't know who it is. I hadn't found him yet.
Is it Djokovic or Jerkovich? I thought it was Jerkovich.
Well, here's the thing. It's okay. I like Jerkovich better. This is my friend Phil Jerkovich. That sounds like a guy that puts pimento cheese on his Peter down at the subway station. I don't want to. I don't like that. I don't want to do that.
The places that your mind goes sometimes.
That's a weird place.
It is a weird place.
It's a dark place.
It's a
There's
very
bats up
weird
there.
place. For Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, he's, I'm really on both sides of this. Like both offenses, other than obviously the running backs for Baltimore, because God knows how that's going to work.
Who cares? It's going to be gross. It's going to be some combination of old dudes.
But in the passing
I don't want
game,
any of the running backs for Baltimore.
But in the passing game, I mean, you got Marquise Brown, you got Rashad Bateman, Mark Andrews. You got wow. I mean, are you lesser dinging these guys?
No, I'm just trying to throw you off the scent of who it is that I like so much.
I think we all know who it is.
Who do you think it is?
I think it's Marquise Brown.
I don't think you're right. I think you are incorrect,
Okay.
sir.
All right. We shall see. Anyway, the question is this going to be a breakout game for Rashad Bateman? Is there anyone else that can run the ball for Baltimore? Anyone?
I don't think they have to. I'm not worried about any of that. I love Lamar Jackson today. Love him.
All right, so if you could set his stat line, what do you think it looks like?
Lamar?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'll say 280 passing, 2 touchdowns, 85 rushing. I don't think he has to run one in, but he might.
Mm-hmm.
I like him a lot.
So they score twice? That's it?
Oh, no. They'll score more than that.
Because if they're going to score, it's going to have to go through Lamar. That's kind of my point, is Lamar has to do it all. He doesn't have anybody else. Devontae Freeman runs one in from 3 yards out. That would be your only other option.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably underselling that.
Yeah.
I like Lamar Jackson. There is a
See, I was thinking somewhere more along the lines of 335 and maybe I'll say 3. I'll knock it down to 3 passing touchdowns for Lamar Jackson. Somewhere in the neighborhood of, I think you were spot on with the rushing. Maybe he might get up to 80.
Stephen Tao
and have one.
Stephen Tao asked in the comments, what is Tank smoking?
These tomatoes aren't even ripe.
Probably all of it.
Flavor of the month, it's just whatever.
Whatever he can get his hands on.
Why? What did I say?
I don't know. It wasn't directly attached to a comment.
Yeah, right. I would love to know. What did I say that was so off? Anyhow,
Musa Gray's. We have another Bengals fan here. We actually now
goodness.
the Bengals fans are
They're
winning.
growing.
The Bengals fans are currently winning. Who do we have more fans from? It's the Cincinnati
Which is
Bengals,
odd,
which is
'cause it's-
crazy.
it's-
If you had told me that
people
before the
love
season,
to be abused. People just love to be verbally
but see,
abused.
here's the thing. I've come around on the Bengals, and now we're all friends, and it's happy and hunky-dunky, and I like it. Now, however, Bengals fans, you may not want to hear what I have to say about your game today, because I have a weird feeling about something. I'll tell you what it is later.
Baltimore minus the 6. To me, it's a safe bet.
Oh, yeah. I like Baltimore. That's a lot of points, and I could see this game being closer.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm on Baltimore. I love Baltimore.
Over under the 50.5.
Ryan Estrada said, "Don't jinx the Bengals. Trust me." This is one of those. This is one of those times that you probably are going to like what I'm getting ready to say, because I am wrong about shit like this. Not a ton, but when I'm wrong, I am super fucking wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So with what I'm going to say, I'm either going to be right or you're going to win by 30. So I wouldn't take offense to it. I'll go over. Over 50.
Over 50.5.
Yep.
Okay.
I think this is the high scoring, holy shit, you better have something from this game of the day.
Yeah. All right, and then the New England Patriots
This is the one I don't. I
The
hate
New
this
England
game.
Patriots
I hate this game with every fiber of my soul.
are in Charlotte to take on the Carolina Panthers, and they are 3.5-point favorites.
Now, Adam Cotson asked on Facebook, should I play Schultz or Gesicki? I'm going to go Dalton Schultz. I like Dallas's offense better today. Gesicki just doesn't get targeted in the red zone by Jacoby Brissett enough.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my take on it.
Okay.
Sorry, people on Facebook. It takes me a minute to get back to those, so sometimes I just have to dead interrupt Tank to answer your question.
That's fine. It's fine. It doesn't derail the show at all. The revenge game narrative for Stephon Gilmore coming up against the New England Patriots here. He gets added to a pass defense that was already pretty top notch anyway. So I don't like Mac Jones's chances here. That's why as I already said that I'm not really buying all that much into the Hunter Henry thing, but if there is a narrative to follow, that would be one that I would be close to following of keep everything short. He's going to be more precision. He's not going to be able to test anybody deep, which he doesn't do that anyway.
The more you talk about this game, the more I think I'm on the wrong side.
But for New England, I don't particularly like anything for them.
I don't like anything in this game, period, outside of Christian McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
I think he changes everything for Carolina. And I might be over-exaggerating this narrative. I don't think that I am. Him just being in the lineup changes so much.
You're right. There's nothing wild about what you're saying.
And that's why I'm taking Carolina. Smart money's on Carolina, which is weird because usually sharp money's on New England,
Mm-hmm.
which tells me there's something there. I'm just not seeing it because I don't have a good read on this game at all. The only thing I know definitively that I like is the under. Because it was 41.5?
Yep. Nope, 42.
42.
42 on betus.com.
Yeah, I'm under that. I think this is a gnarly, gross, just disgusting 17-14
That's exactly
field
what I
goal
had.
at the horn.
That's exactly what I had in my mind. I'm not, if it were Carolina being a 3.5-point favorite, I would be less inclined to take Carolina in this one. But the fact that they're getting 3.5,
I just still don't think New England's good.
New England is good against
mediocre teams.
Part of me was going to say listless teams, but yeah, I mean they could pound the listless teams like we've seen against the Jets.
Yeah, I mean,
and Carolina's not a team though that's really solid at this moment. There are a lot of questions about the Carolina Panthers right now. Sam Darnold, is he good? Is he bad? He's been bad for 4 weeks.
Here's the thing. New England's got 4 wins. 3 of them are against the Jets and the Texans.
Right.
And they struggled like hell with the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
They have not been good on the road at all.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an actual road game.
Right.
So I'm on Carolina. I'm taking the points. I would take them the money line. I think they're going to win this game.
If you're taking a piece of Carolina, you said Christian McCaffrey's the only one?
That's it.
No DJ Moore?
I'm out.
He's going to get J.C. Jackson. That's going to be a tough matchup for him.
I don't like that matchup for him.
Right. Robbie Anderson has been a bag of dicks.
God, he's been terrible.
Yeah, he's been so bad. And this would normally be one of those, had this been last year's team, this is where I would have said, oh, this is Robbie Anderson's week. Not so much this year.
We should have inactives here very, very soon.
Mm-hmm. McCaffrey is eligible to return. They have activated him. I think I saw he was expected to play, but it was a game-time decision, so you never know how these things are going to go. If he gets out there for warm-ups and goes, oh, at anything, they're not going to play him. So it could be bad. With Christian McCaffrey, I feel really, really solid about Carolina plus the 3.5. And I'm going to go over. I'm going to go over the 42. Because I think both these teams are going to be able to move the ball.
I'm going to go under.
Buffalo is a 14.5-point favorite at the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't think we need to spend too much time on this. We all know the Jacksonville Jaguars are due. And no, they're not due for that was my way of saying they're poo.
Did you just say poo?
Poo. It's poo. They're awful. And James Robinson may not play. And so that makes me hate this even more for Jacksonville. This could very well be another Buffalo Bills game where they end up winning, 38-0.
We have a heater. James Robinson.
There you go.
Well, that means I have to.
You got to adjust some lineups now?
I got to talk to a man about a horse.
James Robinson will not go. All right, for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And
So
I'll be honest
there
with
you
you,
go
I'm
again.
okay with that. I really am. I'm okay with that.
You're okay with it?
I didn't want to play him anyway.
From what standpoint?
Because I didn't want to play him anyway.
Oh.
But if he was up, you damn near had to play him. But now I'm very happy. I'm very happy that I can just take you out of my lineup and go,
Right.
fuck you.
No James Robinson, so the Jacksonville Jaguars are definitely going to get pounded today against the Buffalo Bills. Bills cover 14.5 easily. The big question is, can they score 48 points by themselves? Is this a 45-6 ball game to break the 48.5?
It's going to be very ugly. This game will never be close.
But I mean, under the 48.5 is where I'm going.
I don't think Buffalo has to pound them
I'm
out.
going under.
I'm going under.
Yeah.
I don't think Buffalo has to pound them out.
They will. But they don't have to.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why does this fucking Maroon 5 song follow me around now?
What Maroon 5
That
song?
stupid begging you to stay.
That's not Maroon 5.
I don't care who it is. It sounds like Maroon 5. Might as well be Adam
It doesn't
Levine.
even kind of sound like Adam Levine.
It 100% does. Fuck Adam Levine. I feel like he and I'd be friends if I'd never.
I don't remember the name of the group.
Stupid. It's a stupid song.
It's some German group.
It's a stupid song, and I can hear it playing in my headphones.
Begging you.
Yeah, if you think that was bad, just understand he does that no less than 3 times a
I
day.
because they play it all the time, and their door is always open because the air conditioner in this studio is still not fixed.
Get mad. You big mad? You big mad about it?
A little bit. I'm a fat guy who doesn't like hot rooms. Shocker of shockers. 2 things that really make me upset. Making me uncomfortable with the temperature in a room.
And vegetables.
And yeah, I love vegetables. What are you talking about? I was going to say, getting my order wrong. But we've already been down that path of, even if the order's wrong, I'm not saying anything about it.
Bingo.
It's not worth a fight. Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh, them Bungles gonna bungle, don't they?
Here's one that I have a weird take on.
Cincinnati against the Jets was something that they'd love to forget. Hopefully they had the burying ceremony, whatever you have to do to get past that god-awful performance. And now you get the Cleveland Browns, a team that has been surrounded by a lot of uncertainty and drama with Odell Beckham Jr. getting cut this week, and the locker room, apparently half of them are all pissed off because Odell's such a great teammate. Where were you? Where were all of these people when we've been having these discussions for the last year and a half of Odell Beckham's just a me guy, blah, 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 blah. Now you want to come out after the team's decided to cut him to go, oh, he's a great teammate.
Yeah,
Screw off.
Yeah, I've never literally had anybody tell me of a positive interaction they've ever had with Odell Beckham Jr. And that is my takeaway here. This is addition by subtraction. I think this might be the best game the Cleveland Browns play all year. But I still don't think they're very good. Mm-hmm. But they're damn near fully healthy. And I think you're really going to struggle with Nick Chubb. Like, aggressively struggle with Nick Chubb.
Well, you struggle with every running back
This
pretty
is
much.
not a slight at the Bengals. I still believe in this team. I think you got absolutely fucked by the fickle finger of fate on the schedule. Mm-hmm. Because this is the worst timing possible to have to play this Browns team. Because I think a lot of the detraction was Odell. I'm taking Cleveland today. This is one of those I just got a weird gut feeling that, and this all ties back to Zack Taylor. I love this team so much. I do. I have come completely around on the Bengals. But I look at Zack Taylor and go, why do I not think you're going to be able to adjust this? Why do I not think that you're going to be able to deal with the deficiencies against running backs? Mm-hmm. And I could be completely wrong. I think this goes one of 2 ways. Browns win close, Bengals win in a blowout. And I think Cleveland needs this game more. The Bengals' schedule is not that bad going down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at it, this is one of Jeremy's, rules of life. Who needs this game more?
Mm-hmm.
It's Cleveland. Cleveland needs to put this Odell Beckham shit in the back in the back rearview mirror, which makes me think Baker Mayfield is going to find some way to throw for 300 yards today.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that narrative of, oh, Baker, he's been so bad. Well, Odell goes out the door, and then all of a sudden the narrative changes.
Have we all forgotten that he's banged up? Have we all forgotten that he's hurt and limited? Yeah.
No, I haven't forgotten it at all.
Okay. All right. I just feel like I've heard a lot of this today of like, oh, Baker should be, now there's no more excuses for Baker Mayfield. You do realize that he's playing with and granted it's not in his throwing shoulder, but still, he's playing with a separated shoulder. I still feel like that's going to limit his abilities here.
Well, first of all, I'll tell you this from experience. Toradol is an amazing thing.
It's a hell of a drug.
It's a hell of a drug, in the words of Rick James. That's a B. It's just one of those games you got to have.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland loses this game, it can go off the rails aggressively. Derek Farrow said, I hope you're wrong. I hope I'm wrong. You think I hated it? There was a lot of narrative that I hated the Bengals. I got news for you. My hate for the Browns is what I was portrayed to hate the Bengals.
Yeah.
I absolutely despise the Cleveland Browns, and I have my reasons for that. Mainly because their fan base is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
You sit in a room with all right, so a little aside here. So The Social is one of our sponsors. All right, the owner of that place is our executive producer. They at one time had the Cleveland Browns backer bar. Take the most annoying fan you have ever met in your life and multiply them by 80. And now put them in the place that I'm contractually obligated to be on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
There's my hatred for the Browns. I really hope I'm wrong. But Nick Chubb is one of my favorite plays of the day.
Nick Chubb is going to get his in the game.
He is
no
one
doubt.
of my favorite plays of the day.
Joe Burrow also he's had really good success against Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
He pounded this team last year. And I don't know that I see that changing. He didn't have Jamar Chase last year, and his numbers were still crazy. 2 games last year, he threw for 722 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
And that was without Jamar Chase.
Right. He ran for a touchdown and had 53 yards rushing, on top of all of those passing stats that I just gave you against Cleveland last year. Do you think that they're markedly better? Or do you think with all of the drama and all of the ins and outs of this season have gone down Cleveland? I really don't know.
Who do I think is markedly better?
Yeah.
I think the Bengals are the markedly better team.
And that's kind of my point.
However,
I don't think
Beckham
Cleveland's...
Jr., when you have a player like this that gets exercised out of the locker room,
mm-hmm.
It's a lot like if you've ever been in a bad relationship and you just dread going home and you're like, son of a bitch, my life would be better if you just weren't in it. That's the Cleveland Browns right now with Odell Beckham Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's gone, and it's going to be a 1-week shot in the ass just to change the narrative. Because if Baker Mayfield comes out and sucks, I'm telling you right now, the narrative in Cleveland and around the Browns is going to be. You think that Aaron Rodgers shit's insufferable?
Oh, yeah.
Wait till you hear, without Odell Beckham, they don't have anybody to stretch the field, and Baker Mayfield's just an average quarterback. 100%. I've said it.
Yeah.
Dave Kyle said, I'll take Chase over Chubb. I'll take them both.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say no doubt. It's like Tank saying can't miss prospect.
Yep.
First of all, Dave Kyle, we're like an AA meeting for sports, so I've never seen
What's
your
up,
name
Dave?
before. I have both of those in the DFS lineup. It's 2 of my favorite 5 plays of the day. It's the beauty of this DFS lineup. I have all 5 of my favorite plays of the day in one lineup.
Right.
Yeah, I might have to take a risk at defense. Defense is not real good.
So Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon. You on Joe Mixon today?
I like Joe Mixon today.
Okay.
I pretty much like everything in this game.
Nick Chubb. What pass catcher for Cleveland are you on? Are you on Jarvis Landry? Still banged up? Or are you on Donovan Peoples-Jones?
He is active today, so I could see a path that I'm on DJ.
See,
Here's what you need to know about this game. All right, so this debuted at 45. It went down for about an hour, and the over-under has done nothing but go up since.
Yep.
This is the sneaky shootout game of the day.
Cincinnati's a 2-point favorite. I'm on Cincinnati.
I'm on Cleveland.
Okay, 47.5 is the over-under.
Over!
Agreed.
By a lot. I can see 47 hitting in the third quarter. I like everything in this game.
Yep.
I hope I'm wrong. Bengals fans, there is nobody cheering for you more than I am. But I can also not be disingenuous and lie just so people like me. I have a funny feeling about the Browns today.
Okay.
God, I hope I'm wrong.
Las Vegas Raiders and the New York Giants. Also in a 1 o'clock slate over in New York. Las Vegas, obviously, it's been the up and down of their season.
By the way, did you see the Damon Arnett video?
No, what did he do?
Oh, yeah, I was telling somebody on Twitter he's going to shoot him.
What?
Well, I mean, with a slew of guns. First of all, Damon Arnett has a fucking artillery of guns that would put most of us to shame. Maybe don't do that online.
Yeah.
Maybe just don't do that, period.
I'm starting to get to the point where, I want to believe that they can rise above, but I don't know how much you can take.
I won't be shocked if Damon Arnett's I haven't seen the Raiders inactive yet, but I won't be shocked if he's one of them.
Right.
I won't be shocked if he never plays another game. If you haven't seen the video, it ain't that hard to find. Go to Twitter.
Yeah.
It was bad. Bad.
Talking about how he was going to come shoot some guy.
Yeah, drive up. And apparently, his dude was 5 minutes down the road, and he kept telling him to drive up on I think it was Instagram Live or Twitter Live. Or something.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Oh, God.
It was bad.
Great.
Now, the New York Giants are poopy, and the Raiders are not. I have a triple stack of Raiders in my
in your
my
DFS
lineup.
In your fire DFS lineup.
In my fire lineup. The greatest mismatch of the day is Derrick Carr against this Giants defense. I think this is a heavy Josh Jacobs day. I think this is a heavy offense day. I could see Jacobs catching way more passes than you think because that Giants linebacking core is bad. And the narrative that it's a move to Kenyon Drake, it's just not panning out that way. I love Josh Jacobs today. I love the Raiders today. I think they thrive in the chaos. This is the weirdest team I've ever seen. They are going to scatter, smother, and fucking cover the Giants today.
Okay.
I think this is a blowout. Blowout.
Las Vegas Raiders -3. I'm on that as well. Darren Waller. Is he going to play?
I believe so, yes. Looks that way.
Right.
I don't. It's not that I'm avoiding Waller. I'm playing him in a slew of lineups today. I don't like him for DFS because he's so expensive, and I don't think they have to. There is a pass catcher for the Raiders, though, that I am very, very, very aggressively on.
Really?
Stephen Tao asked, would you play Carr over Herbert? Today I would. Today I would.
Okay.
I have Carr ranked ahead of. To be honest with you,
But
I
to
have
me,
Derek Carr in the top 6.
But
today.
are the Raiders not an offense that you can't like them both? Like if you're really heavy on Josh Jacobs.
No, you can like them both.
Okay. You think they're going to score that many points?
I think they're going to be up 24 at halftime. I can see Derek Carr throwing 3 touchdowns in the first half, and then Josh Jacobs just gets the gravy spilled over on his taters because they're trying to bleed the clock out. And then I can see him hitting a big one of, you see that wham block come in, and then Josh Jacobs is just gone. I like everything for the Raiders.
All right.
There is one low-priced pass catcher that I like a lot. I will tell you who that is at the end of the show.
At the end of the show. All right. Very good. There was another fantasy question here in the comments. Let's see. Brissett or Tannehill?
Tannehill.
Since Tua is out and Dak is the other quarterback, it's a 2-quarterback league. So
M85, that's a name I haven't seen before. We're like an AA meeting for sports. Much love for the kind words. We love all of you, too. I talk to you guys way more than I talk to anybody other than my wife. And if she had it her way, it would probably be the opposite.
Right. All right, so Tannehill over Brissett as the second quarterback?
Yes, I like Tannehill. I like Tannehill a pretty good bit today, actually. Because I think they're going to get behind. Tannehill could have one of those bad QBR games, good fantasy games. I like to call that Jalen Hurtsing.
Okay.
Hey, you sucked. Yeah, but fantasy-wise, you were great.
And did we do this one from Michael Whiteside? Herbert, Van Jefferson, or AP and the flex?
Herbert by 706 miles. First of all, if you have a super flex, you never play a receiver in a super flex, ever. Unless you have Stephon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, and Brandon Cooks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Herbert by a mile. I am not playing AP today. I have no interest in Adrian Peterson today.
It does not concern you about the David Montgomery issue. David Montgomery could be back. He could not be back.
Why would that concern me?
I mean, he's talking about Khalil Herbert.
I didn't say Khalil Herbert. I said AP.
No, I know. The question, though, is Herbert, Van Jefferson, or AP?
Khalil Herbert.
Khalil Herbert. It's not Justin Herbert.
I thought he was talking about Justin Herbert.
No, it's not Justin Herbert. It's Khalil Herbert.
I would still go Khalil Herbert. I don't really care if David Montgomery's back.
I think
that's going to be a split.
Yeah, and even if David Montgomery does come back, it's that Pittsburgh defense, though. Like, I'm not really sold on the running game regardless of whether David Montgomery plays or not. And if he does come back, he'll be limited to some aspect. So, I don't know. Part of me wants to say maybe Van Jefferson, but it'd be barely between him and Herbert. I'm with you on AP.
Kelvin Joyner asked, can we get a Don't Do Crime shirt? We'll have it tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, there is a Don't Do Crime shirt in the initial unveil.
Nice.
M85 asked Van Jefferson or DJ Moore. I'm going to go DJ Moore, but I don't love either one of them.
It's a DJ. I think you just have so much more opportunity for DJ to make a splash play than you do with Van Jefferson.
Well, here's the thing. If Carolina beats New England, somebody on the outside is going to have to be at least half-assed.
Mm-hmm.
And Robbie Anderson is the definition of no-assed. And that was not a shot at the fact he weighs 114 pounds soaking wet.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has to be good, so I would go DJ Moore.
I mean, Van Jefferson's got the ability to hit a big one over the top. The absence of Deshaun Jackson, they were running Deshaun and Van together, in a tandem. They weren't on the field at the same time, but they were running that same position to split.
Van's the slot guy now.
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot of Van in those 3 wide sets where Cooper Kupp runs up top, and there's a lot of picks, and that's one of the reasons that Cooper Kupp's been open so much, because you just have to honor, when it was Deshaun Jackson or Van Jefferson, you have to honor that deep, which opens up a lot across the middle, where Cooper Kupp is just eating people's lunchbox.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think all 3 of them have to be good today, and I, for some reason, think tonight's a Robert Woods night.
Okay.
I like Robert Woods.
Last 1 o'clock game of the day here for the fantasy tips and tricks. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, by the way. Fire away your fantasy questions in the comment section here. Be sure to share it out with your friends as well, because, we still have another hour to go before kickoff rolls around. We want to get to all the fantasy questions and, of course, Jeremy's Fire DFS lineup of the year, the lock for you to make some money.
It's so good.
Is on the way. The Atlanta Falcons at the New Orleans Saints. There's lots of weirdness with this game. You have no Jameis Winston, obviously, so you got Trevor Siemian's going to be a quarterback. Yeah, I don't like, unless it's named Alvin Kamara, I don't think I want anything to do with New Orleans in fantasy football.
I think Atlanta's going to beat them. I think this is, you remember Thursday when Mike White we all thought he was like Tom Brady 2.0, and then he got hurt?
You mean you? You said you wrong.
No. Trust me. The Jets social media. There's a lot of them. Here's the thing about backup quarterbacks. When you have tape on them, it is shocking how much easier it is to stop them, especially when you know they're coming. I don't buy Trevor Siemian at all. I think this is the one start he gets because they're going to figure out he's not a very good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And with no weapons, no nothing, there's just not much to like here. There is one piece of New Orleans that I like, and I think you could probably figure out who the fuck it is. It's Alvin Kamara.
Mm-hmm.
Alvin Kamara is the number 1 play of the day by this many. You can't see my hands. Oh, hold on. Just assume. All right, we start here. This many. They went dead opposite directions.
Yep.
I like Alvin Kamara a lot. But other than that, I don't love anything here. I don't know how they're going to stop Kyle Pitts.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I said that last week. So
New Orleans can bring one thing to the table that the Atlanta Falcons cannot, and that's a defense. And the Atlanta.
But see, here's the thing, and this is you got to remember this. One of the things that can mitigate a good defense is them constantly being put in bad situations.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Trevor Siemian's going to do that a lot, especially with now you're sprinkling in Taysom Hill. There are a lot of moving parts here that I don't love. Now the question is, does Sean Payton just get back to basics and just pound Alvin Kamara into the ground? Probably, probably. But you're giving up. I'm laying entirely too many points with New Orleans for me to be comfortable. Was it 6.5? 7. No,
7 now. It's gone up a full point.
To the witching number. I am totally out. I will take the Atlanta Falcons. A couple questions that I saw in the comments. Robert Woods, Emmanuel Sanders, Kittle, Judy. I have to use 2 of them. That's from Eric Bradley. I would go Robert Woods, George Kittle. That would be my 2. I think George Kittle's going to slide right back into this offense quite nicely. He's on a pitch count, but I don't care.
Yeah.
He'll play about half the snaps, is what I was to understand.
And they're going to target him a lot.
Stephen Tao asked, A.J. Brown, Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, or Hollywood. I need 2. Good Lord, that's a good problem to have. A.J. Brown gets Jalen Ramsey, so he's out.
Amari Cooper. He's the given to me in that one.
I think you're right.
And I think I'd go Hollywood.
I think I agree with you. I believe I would go Amari Cooper, Hollywood Brown.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're a member of Pennies for Your Thoughts, we will keep the chat open, and we will leave no question unanswered. We'll try to answer every question, period. But if you have the little green beer next to your name, we will answer every question all the way up until 1 o'clock. Just a little more incentive to be a member of the House of Reprehensibles.
Yeah, M85 makes a good point. Don't sleep on that Nola D.
And it's
he
good.
Started them against Tampa Bay when they were the sit of the week, and they had 18 points.
And that defense is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I'm just afraid that you're going to see it put in bad situations, and it's not very deep. I could see this being one of those, what did Ron George call him? Cord hair sit on her Patterson or something like that. I don't remember. He said it phonetically. I could see this being a very good game for him.
I'd agree.
Linebacking core at the end of the day is Demario Davis and not much else. So I like Cordell Patterson a lot today. I like Kyle Pitts a lot today.
I would agree with that.
And I like Matt Ryan a little bit today.
Yeah, I mean, he's fine.
He's a top 15 play for me today.
If you're streaming a quarterback this week,
he's a top 15 play.
Matt Ryan could very well be it. Yeah. Over under the 42.5? Over.
I will go over.
I'm over.
I think that's a dumb number. I really do. I think it's a dumb number.
I think this ends up like a 27-20.
I could see that. I've got it 27-24.
Yeah.
So either way, I win with Atlanta.
Yeah.
And it could be markedly higher than that.
And you're taking Atlanta plus the 7?
Yes.
And I'm locked in on New Orleans.
Yeah.
So
I can't lay 7 points with Trevor Siemian.
It's a good thing I got it at 6. I feel much better about that.
Nah, you shouldn't. Rob Johnson said, do you love the 49ers defense if Murray's out? I don't think Murray's going to be out, and I still love the 49ers defense regardless. I think that's a get-right game for San Francisco. They could have beaten them in Arizona. Now this one's in San Francisco? Yes.
And you get Kittle back.
Yes. He also asked flex play Renfro or Khalil Herbert. Hunter Renfro pretty considerably to me.
Agreed.
They only have a handful of receivers on that team.
To me, Herbert is too much of a risk. If you have another decent option, do it. Because you don't know if David Montgomery is going to play on Monday. You don't know what the snap share is going to be like, and he could disappear. They're going up against Pittsburgh, and this could be one of those games that everybody goes, "Oh, Pittsburgh. Oh yeah, I remember. They're not bad. They're not bad." Los Angeles Chargers, Philadelphia Eagles, locking it up at 4:05 this afternoon in the city of brotherly love. Yeah, I don't know what to feel about this game. I don't know if I'm looking at this game wrong, but I feel like it's got to be a resurgent game for Justin Herbert after 2 disappointments in a row. You had the bye week smashed in the middle of that. We thought that they were going to come out of the bye week with a fire of 1,000 suns, and it didn't happen. Mike Williams has disappeared over the last 3 games, I think. And I want to say they get it back on track.
What is the money breakdown on this game?
The money breakdown on this game, I would say it's
ranged between a 3-point Charger lean and a pick'em, depending on where you are.
I'm going to say 74% of the money is on the Chargers.
You're too low. It's
87.
It's 83.
83.
That makes me really, really nervous.
Mm-hmm. The Chargers are horrible against the run.
And that's what scares me. What scares me is the exact same thing that Philadelphia does so well is what the Chargers struggle with. Now, that being said, I think the Philadelphia Eagles are dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on the LA Chargers. And you know what? If this one bites me in the ass, it's just going to have to bite me in the ass.
Yeah.
Oh, West Coast team coming east. Yeah, it's at 4 o'clock. I don't care. I don't care. It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon today.
I'm on the Chargers to cover. I think this could be all the things that I said, the bounce back game for Justin Herbert, the bounce back game for Mike Williams. It could be all of those things. But there's one part of this offense that I feel super certain is going to be great today, and it's Austin Eckler.
Yeah, Austin Eckler will be fun.
Austin Eckler is going to have a day today. I don't know that Philadelphia can replicate what they did against Denver, against any other team other than Denver. But if there is one team, it might be L.A.
Here's a fun question. All right, so I get Vegas power rankings every week.
Yep.
This is where Vegas would have all of these teams.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, we will be adding something to the website very soon that is a really cool analytical thing. It's a little deal that I made yesterday. Some really, really good content that I don't fully understand because I love analytics, but I'm not the one that develops them.
Right.
I just consume them. But cool things. Where do you think the Philadelphia Eagles are ranked in the NFL, according to Vegas?
24. On the nose.
On the nose. Where are the LA Chargers?
9.
Too high.
14?
Too high.
18.
Too high.
22.
They're 20.
That's insane.
There ain't much difference between these two teams according to Vegas.
That's insane to me.
And you know what? I don't thoroughly disagree with them.
Okay.
This team has to learn how to win. This is a big game for the Chargers. Now, what do I always say? Who needs this game more? Philadelphia knows what they are. Better or worse, they know what they are. They're not that tone deaf as to who they are. You're not winning this division. You ain't making the playoffs. None of those things matter. The Chargers, on the other hand, know they could still possibly win their division. And I think they're a playoff team regardless.
Okay.
I want to say this is going to be an absolute annihilation because that's what I think it should be.
Mm-hmm.
This has letdown game for the Eagles written all over it. Of people are buying into you at a rate that they shouldn't. People are bailing water on the Chargers at a rate that they shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And this just screams to me value play of the day. Take this to betus.com. Use promo code Sportsocracy. Click the link in the description of this video. To me, this is one of the easiest bets I've ever seen, which is making me feel like it might be a trap, but I don't think it is. Chargers, bolt up.
Okay. Chargers minus the 2. Over-under's 49.5.
We have a button now, so when I have to cough, because I do it all the time. Yay, buttons.
Over-under 49.5 between the Chargers and the Eagles.
Over! By a lot.
He's going over.
A lot.
I would suggest that Nick Sirianni stick with the game plan from last week.
And he won't.
Because
he's a dum-dum.
They'll try to throw, and I think they're going to lay an egg against the Chargers today. So, yeah, I'm on the Chargers, and I'm with you on the over 49.5. 236 yards rushing last week, though. That's enough to put a scare into any Los Angeles Chargers fan, knowing that you can't stop the run that well. The Green Bay Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, here we go.
Oh,
this is our torture ticket of the week.
By the way, breaking news: Noah Fant out.
Yeah,
inactive. Albert Okwuegbunam. That is now a player that I do not mind.
Ooh, I got to check my waiver wire. I put a claim in for him last night.
Ooh, I got to see if should I play Albert O instead of the tight end that I already had. Oh, and I can, son of a bitch.
Now he's got a conundrum. Balls. Are you changing the fire DFS lineup?
Balls.
You're gonna regret it if you do.
Balls and wieners.
You're gonna regret it if you do.
Shut up. You shut your dirty whore mouth.
Wanted to warn you. You always have these questions every day, like, why am I doing this? This is so stupid. Don't audible. Stick with your gut. Green Bay Packers, Kansas City Chiefs. In Kansas City, You got no Aaron Rodgers for Green Bay, and the Kansas City Chiefs have been underwhelming, to put it nicely, this year. Kansas City's a 7-point favorite, and this is our torture ticket bet of the week, because I think Green Bay is not going to win this game, but I think it's going to be close.
And I think you are Nets.
See, and Jeremy thinks that this is going to be a beatdown of epic proportions, because he thinks Jordan Love's going to come out and just completely shit his pants. And I am going to give the kid a chance.
All I did was change my tight end. That's all I did. All right? Didn't change that much.
He did it.
All we did is change the tight end. And there's a reason. There is a reason for that.
Mm-hmm. Which you'll explain coming up.
I'll explain.
Yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, I came in this morning and I was like, so you still feel like Green Bay's not going to be able to be competitive in this game? And he went on this long diatribe. So take it away, Jeremy. Tell us why Jordan Love has zero shot of being any type of efficient today.
Because I went back and evaluated his tape from when he came into the league. Mm-hmm. And do you know what he does very poorly?
What's that?
Eye discipline. Do you know what makes a bad defense look good? Quarterbacks that can't stop staring down receivers. All Kansas City has to do, they have to make him start second guessing what he's seeing. And you're going to see this early on. I think Jordan Love throws a pick within his first 5 throws, because he is going to they'll get him into a groove. He'll have a couple easy throws to try to get him going, and then he will not be able to help himself. This was the big problem of him at Utah State. He cannot stop doing it. He can't. He wants to, but he can't. Mm-hmm. He sees that he's got this. He's just like the kid that just discovered his dick. Like, oh, look, I got his thing. Do you remember those days?
I do.
You remember when you first discovered, this is fun. That's Jordan Love as an NFL quarterback.
I'm not going to be leaving my house for a month.
Yeah, I'm going to have the cleanest dick in the county. That's Jordan Love.
What are you doing in there, honey? Yeah. Just watching.
I'm not clean. I'm a dirty boy. That's Jordan Love in a nutshell right now.
Nice.
And I think if there's one player in this league that is, I'm looking at a Super Bowl level defensive coordinator who has one of the greatest move pieces in the league in Tyrann Mathieu, going, that is how you mess with a quarterback. Make them second guess what they're seeing. You will see a pre-snap motion on every play that Green Bay runs, because that is the great way to tip off what a defense is doing. All I've got to do is hit one of those. I got to have Tyrann Mathieu on the guy in the slot that motions, and he's going to fall for it. This man. And he will make that, throw it to a spot, and there will be a corner or a safety or something laying on that flat and to the barn.
But 5 times?
I could see him. I'm not going to say it's going to be Nathan Peterman bad. It's going to be bad. Bad. If you told me the over-under on interceptions was 2.5, I'd take the over.
Interesting. Both quarterbacks, sure. Both quarterbacks.
Nope.
Definitely.
Jordan Love by his lonesome.
I have lost all faith. I have lost all faith in the Kansas City Chiefs offense. They are still going to be able to put up some points, sure. But do I think that their defense is going to be able to completely shut down Green Bay? I do not. I don't know that I go with Stephen Tao, who says Jordan Love is Mike White 2.0. I don't think he's going to come out and throw for 400 yards today. But I think he's going to be efficient enough. And this is going to be a close game. And Kansas City is going to have to sweat this one out and wonder, are we this bad? Are we this bad that we're going to lose to an Aaron Rodgers-less Green Bay Packers team? Yeah, you should. Because I can very well see them just leaning on A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones, just like they did against the Arizona Cardinals. I get it, the Packers defense is better at stopping the run than Arizona is. But I still think they're going to do that. And I think they're still going to have some plays drawn up for Jordan Love to try to hurt him with his feet. And he can do that. I
genuinely have never been more confident that something is going to go just awfully. James Valdivia, we're like, I hope I said your name correctly. We're like an AA meeting for sports. Welcome, James.
What's up, James?
His question was start Kittle. Yes. Murray playing or out? I'm going to assume he's playing. I can't go into this I think if he wasn't going to play, we'd already know that.
Oh, Kyler? Yeah.
I just solely, and if he doesn't play, I like San Francisco even more. I like San Francisco regardless of what happens. Mm-hmm. And I would start George Kittle no matter what. So, Rob Johnson, by the way, he is now another one of us using betus.com. Promo code Sportsocracy. Dave Kyle said Green Bay, Kansas City turnover fest. I could see that being accurate. But at the end of the day, I get Pat Mahomes and you get Senor Poopy Pants. I'm good.
Jordan Love, I think he's going to surprise you today. I really do. And it won't surprise me at all because that's how little faith I have in the Kansas City Chiefs defense.
And that's the thing. When I'm telling you right now, when the public goes one way, you go the other. That's how good gamblers. And you know what's happened here? People are going, "Oh, Kansas City can't score anyway." Okay. Just don't believe me. Just watch. Mm-hmm. You'll see what a bad quarterback in the NFL, what kind of situation that kid can put you in. Oh, but what about Trevor Siemian? Yeah, he started a lot of games in this league. Mm-hmm. What about Mike White? Yeah, I can't really explain that one to you. Because he's Tom Brady 2.0.
I don't know. I feel like you're taking a whole lot of he was bad on tape 2 years ago, and he has not evolved
I'm taking
at
something
all.
that never changes. I'm telling you right now, I've probably evaluated 200 quarterbacks. I have said this about probably 70 of them. And you know what the vast majority of them have in common? They never amounted to shit in the NFL. Because you will invariably revert back to your comfort zone. And Jordan Love's one of those kids that always stared down receivers. He couldn't stop doing it. Well, in the NFL, you can't do that. You have to be disciplined with your eyes. Mm-hmm. And Jonathan Welch said this in the comments, that Green Bay defense is not good. It's really not. And it's going to be put in markedly worse positions, and they're not going to have brother Aaron to bail them out. By the way, he is being chased by the woke cancel mob. Get mad! Yeah! Oh, I can't wait to steer into all these things. Just piss them off, piss them off. Mm-hmm. Been listening to that bullshit for 3 days.
They were one A.J. Green catch away from losing to retirement. I don't know what that means.
AJ, because I said AJ Green retired mid-round.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. I was like,
AJ Green decided, I don't want to play in the NFL anymore. Oh, shit, I'm already 7 yards downfield. What do I do now? Put your hands down.
But again, that was against the Arizona Cardinals, one of the best teams in the league. We didn't. Never mind.
Just wait.
Yeah, I think.
You wait.
I think you're completely wrong about this game.
Wait.
This is not going to be a blowout.
Good. Let the hate flow through you.
Arizona Cardinals, San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are a 3.5-point favorite.
I like the 49ers today a lot.
They're a 3.5-point favorite. Arizona was a 1-point favorite when we picked this game 2 days ago.
Still one for us.
George Kittle's coming back.
It's gone markedly my way.
Yeah. George Kittle's coming back, and Kyler Murray is banged up and is a game-time decision. I don't think there's much of a chance of Colt McCoy being the starter for this game.
There are a lot of people that disagree with you.
And I don't know. I'm not in their locker room. I'm not, on the text thread of the medical team for the Arizona Cardinals. I have no idea. I just feel like we would have known it by now if he was not going to play. What?
Twitter's weird. I just searched Kyler Murray. If anybody wants to go to Twitter and see if you can see what I just saw, that has not a damn thing to do with Kyler Murray, but well then.
Cool story, bro.
Oh, it is a cool story. Unfortunately, you can't see my screen.
So anyway, Kyler Murray is a game-time decision. He got injured on that last play of the game against Green Bay. He has not practiced all week long, which normally that would tell you he's probably not going to play. But there again is Cliff Kingsbury throwing smoke screens when he says he doesn't really need to practice.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Every person that's reported on this has said Arizona wants to be careful. Mm-hmm. They're trying to tell you something. I have this funny feeling that it's going to – the more I read on this, because I came into the show going, there's no way Kyler Murray's not going to start. If he wasn't going to, you'd already told us that.
Right.
The fact that Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport and all these people that know exponentially more than we do about team inner workings, they're all saying the same thing, which tells me they're all being told the same thing, which is we're going to be an abundance of caution. I'm starting to get to the belief that he may not play.
Okay.
And at 2:30, it's, Kyler Murray's surprise inactive.
Right.
Colt McCoy will start. And I'm just sitting here going, good.
Yeah, because if he doesn't play,
San Francisco is going to beat the bejesus out of them.
Agreed.
There are a few players in this league that are more important to their team than Kyler Murray. I could argue he's in the top 3.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, Kyler Murray,
Aaron Rodgers.
Glad we're on the same page.
And, all right, so any other fantasy plays from this game? Obviously, we talked about George Kittle.
I like Kittle a lot.
Deebo Samuel.
If Deebo Samuel was not to play, I would like Brandon Ayuk a lot. But I think I think Elijah Mitchell will be fine today. With Colt McCoy, I don't know how much I can feel good about in Arizona. I'd still feel good about Zach Ertz. But everything else would get a little bootsy for me.
Right. DeAndre Hopkins is banged up as well.
Yeah, that's another thing. This team's just killed. Like, damn near everybody on this team is either questionable or out. So, I'm all over San Francisco.
Right.
What's the number on this game? I don't have
45.
I'm going to go under.
I was going to say under as well.
I'm going to go under. I think this is a gross fest.
I mean, it was the last time these two teams got together, and
I'm probably going to throw
Kyler Murray did play in that one.
I'll probably throw a bill at this just on the assumption that Kyler Murray's not going to play and go under. And hell, the last one was 17-10, and he did play.
Right.
So this could be just a big old gross fest.
Yep. Under the 45. I'm on Arizona plus the points. You're taking San Francisco to cover the 3.5. Tennessee Titans, Los Angeles Rams.
I just realized I forgot to like our own video.
Hot.
Everybody be sure to go like the video.
Good job.
We've had a slew of people in here.
Good job.
All the likes. The more you like it, the more likely your friends are to see it, and we'll just keep growing this shit, and eventually we'll be on a boat together out in the Caribbean, betting games offshore, and we'll have
that sounds
penguins
fantastic.
Fighting each other with switchblades and shit.
What?
I don't know why my brain went to that place.
I'm not sure why either.
Weird
like,
guy.
Switchblades, knife fights in the middle of the ocean.
We'll have actual.
You don't even like
fights.
boats.
Oh, I love boats. I don't like penguins or birds.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Like you in the middle of the ocean with birds surrounding the deck.
We'll have actual monkey knife fights. Sponsored by.
Just move on.
That's not true. They don't do that shit.
8:20 tonight. It's the Sunday night football game. You got the Derrick Henry-less Tennessee Titans going up against the L.A. Rams. The Rams are a 7.5-point favorite.
There is nothing in my lifetime, I don't think, that is, well, other than why anybody with the last name Kardashian or Ryan is famous, that blows my mind more than why did this number go up? With no Derrick Henry, all of a sudden the over-under went up. That doesn't make a damn lick of sense to me.
More passing, less running the clock.
More slaughtered, more scattered, smothered, and covered. I don't get this at all. I like the under on this game more than I like anything, but I'm taking the Rams.
Okay.
I don't like this. I think this game's going to be ugly.
Ugly?
Ugly. I think it's going to... Do you remember what... You remember what the Rams did to the Giants? I think it's going to look strangely similar to this. I just don't know how you're going to contend with them. If you look at...
No faith in Ryan Tannehill.
If you look at Ryan Tannehill's QBR with Derrick Henry and without, literally the difference is Pat Mahomes to Colt McCoy. That's the discrepancy when Derrick Henry's been out of this lineup.
Right.
And I can't believe that with one real weapon and Adrian Peterson, Deontay Foreman, and Jeremy McNichols, you're going to be able to duplicate even a facsimile of what this team looked like before.
Against the Rams, by the way.
Yeah, they're good at
and
football.
By the way,
they added Von Miller.
I was going to say, they got a new little toy to play with, and, the Sackmaster's coming for you.
It ain't like they sucked before. They sure as shit don't now.
Right. I can see Los Angeles winning this game in a blowout. I don't think it's all completely doom and gloom for Ryan Tannehill. I mean, he'll be able to put up some numbers, but at best, 240, 2 touchdowns, maybe.
Safwan bin Malik said, don't forget Adam Gase has a lot to do with that stat. Trust me, I can't forget Adam Gase. His face is imprinted on the back of my eyelids. So I see it every time that I start having too much fun.
Mm-hmm.
However, I don't necessarily think Mike Vrabel is that great of a coach. I don't. And I don't know. This offense is so predicated on the run. It is so the run sets up the pass that I don't know what it looks like when you don't have that. And you're not going to.
Especially when you're facing one of the best defenses in the league.
And that just compounds it.
Right.
But this is one of those things that the whole offense is driven off the fear of running the ball. We don't have that now. So now you got Ryan Tannehill, who's probably going to have to be the best running asset on this team. I just don't like it. I could see this being 38-13. Just gnarly. Ugly. By the way, we haven't said anything about weather. Are there any weather games today?
Oh, I have no idea.
I looked.
You usually go. You're usually the one that goes down that path.
No, we don't have any weather games today. Got a couple wind games.
There you go.
Buffalo, Jacksonville is going to have a little bit of wind.
And,
and Houston, Miami.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, there's wind in Florida. Who's surprised? Anybody? Show of hands. Okay, nobody.
Nah.
That's what I thought.
Nobody.
Other than that, it's
so you're going under.
Day.
So you're going under the 52.5.
I will.
In Tennessee and the Rams.
Indeed.
I think I will too. I think the number's a little too high. I could very well see this being like a 30-17 kind of a game.
Very well could be.
So I'm on the under, and the LA Rams to cover.
Yep.
I think it's one of the easiest bets of the day.
I agree with you.
And then Monday Night Football this week. Chicago Bears, Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously, we've already said the Khalil Herbert thing. I would just be completely out. If you're a David Montgomery owner, go with another option. Whatever you've been using in the weeks since he's been out, keep doing that. Because even if he comes back to play, I don't think he's going to be. Well, I would put the ceiling on him at 12 touches.
David Montgomery?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not worried about it. I think Khalil Herbert's going to have a role regardless.
Mm-hmm. But against the Pittsburgh Steelers, I still downgrade them. Pittsburgh's going to be able to get after the quarterback, which is going to be fun for Justin Fields, trust me. I think this is a slaughter spot.
I agree.
I didn't even think
Pittsburgh
twice.
A lot, and you couldn't set this number low enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
I do think Justin Fields may put up some. They may put up some a weirdly decent fantasy football line.
Okay.
Because I could see him bailing out of the pocket a lot.
So something similar to what last week, where he had 170 or was it 170 and 100 yards rushing?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I could see him doing that again without the touchdown, so he won't be as good.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see him doing that again. I'm fine with Justin Fields. I have to. You know, I'm not playing him in DFS. That's for damn sure.
Right.
Like if you're playing the showdown tomorrow night, I will not have Justin Fields. I would be more on Najee Harris, stuff like that. But I think Pittsburgh's going to beat the shit out of them.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
There's not a lot there to that game for me.
No. Pittsburgh minus the 6.5 and over 39. I feel like that's too low.
I'm going to go under. I think that game's going to be just god awful.
24-10. That'd put you under. And I think that's where I'm settling.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
I think that's where I'm settling. All right. Anyway, those are our picks, fantasy studs for the week. all fantasy plays in each and every game, which you get right here in the Sportsocracy in the Wicked Weed studio every Sunday morning. Now, Jeremy, are you ready to reveal the great DFS play that will just rain
DFS
money
lineup.
upon us?
The great DFS lineup. There's one audible here that I don't have on the screen. Tyler Conklin is not my tight end. My tight end is actually Albert Okwuegbunam.
He's been practicing that. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Derrick Carr's my quarterback. I'm stacking him with Josh Jacobs and with Brian Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a lot of receivers. Darren Waller is going to see number one coverage. I like Brian Edwards a lot. Running backs, Kamara. If you don't, I'm going to need you to explain it to me. This is the worst run defense in the league, and he is the dude on this in this offense.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Chubb against the Bengals. Jamar Chase as the opposite side of that as one of my receivers. My other receiver is Marquise Hollywood Brown. You were right about that.
Thank you.
The tight end is Albert Okwuegbunam, and then my defense is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
I do not see a way that Jordan Love doesn't just start dispersing it to the masses.
Mm-hmm.
This is a little bit of a cash game lineup, but I actually think for once that there's so much fluctuation in today in DFS. And the Rams are playing in the night game, so they're out. There's not going to be a ton of consensus. Like, I haven't pulled it up today. Let me see where the projections are on ownership. Boop. Name the top 5 highest owned players today.
Oh, my God.
I'll be stunned if you get one of them.
I hate these guessing games. Just tell me.
Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's one of them. And I like him a lot, but he's still expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Ezekiel Elliott, Austin Eckler, Josh Allen, and Stephon Diggs. I see Jonathan Welch said oof to my Chiefs defense.
Mm-hmm.
Just know I've been right about these way more often than I've been wrong. One of the big things that changed for me, I stopped chasing defenses because I do not care. Every week there's one high-end one. All right, be real honest with me. Who do you think that high-end defense is this week?
Buffalo.
Yeah, do you know how much Buffalo is?
4,000.
They're more than that.
Really?
By a lot. Kansas City's 2,300. The Buffalo Bills are... Nope, they're 4,000. You got it right. Yeah. They kind of... people like me were just going, I'm not paying $5,000 for defense. So they've kind of mitigated the pricing back.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas is 3,300 today. I don't hate that, but it takes you out of a lot of things. A lot. I had to go cheap with 2 players to get... I literally have my 5 favorite plays of the day in this lineup. So, I feel very good about it.
That's good. That's good to know. And I'm going to do the responsible thing, and I'm not going to play it because every time I do,
you turn it into
loses.
dookie water.
Exactly. Tank Spencer, kiss of death, never fails.
All right. Before we get out of here, anybody have any extra questions? Rob Johnson asked Rashad Bateman or T. Higgins. I see a lot of responses of T. Higgins. I'm actually going to go Rashad Bateman on that one.
I'm going to be on the Higgins side.
Yeah, I like Rashad Bateman a lot.
It hasn't happened yet, and I don't know if this is the game that it's going to happen.
I think it's shootout.
Minnesota has a deficient secondary, so
I'll be honest with you, I don't think you can go wrong with either one of those because that's 2 of my favorite shootout games of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So, if there's any other questions, feel free.
You just got to weigh out which risk is more. Which risk is more, and that's how I'm deciding in my mind is.
You got to look at the competition in the offense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, T. Higgins is competing with Tyler Boyd and Uzoma and Joe Mixon and Jamar Chase. With Rashad Bateman in terms of receiving options, I'm really only contending with Hollywood Brown, who's a deep threat almost exclusively.
Sammy's
leads
back.
the league in area. I don't give a shit about Sammy Watkins. And Mark Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I'm not really worried about anything else. So, I think it's a shootout. I think it's a passing shootout. Safwan bin Malik asked OBJ landing spots. No one's claiming him. No one is claiming him. Oh, but he got the salary down. Don't care.
Yeah.
Here's everything you need to know.
Did he or didn't he? Because I've seen conflicting reports about that.
He did.
So they did lower the price.
Yep. They agreed. He agreed to not chase termination pay. So they're still going to have to pay him some of this regardless. There was no way around that. He will not chase termination pay. So that changes a little bit. Here's everything you need to know. He came out through his agent and said, if a non-competitive team claims me, they'll have problems. No report on what those problems would be. Cool. I'm good. I'll pass.
Yeah.
You're not nearly... Odell Beckham Jr. is a player that I wish I could buy him for what he was worth and sell him for what he thinks he's worth. That's just absolute. He is the definition to me of you had 2 good years, whoop-de-fucking-do. You have been irrelevant for 3 years. And every person that has been around him has hated him. Hated him. I've yet to meet one person in the media that has had a good interaction with Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah.
And all these playoff teams, you look at him and go, why? I like the Raiders. Do you realize how many things have happened with the Raiders in the last 3 to 4 weeks? Between John Gruden, Henry Ruggs,
Damon Arnett now. Yeah.
I mean, why would you want to add that to this? I don't have any interest in him.
You don't. And see, here's the thing. As we were talking about this on Friday on the Sportsocracy, the afternoon show on ESPN Asheville, 3 to 5 every weekday afternoon, heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. But we were talking about this on Friday of the restructure came down, and so now teams were only going to be on the hook for like $1 million. But I saw last night on ESPN, Adam Schefter's sitting there talking about the team that claims him off waivers would still be on the hook for $7.5 million because
they would if they claim him.
Right.
So what he agreed to was not chase termination pay. So he will get what Cleveland owed him contractually. You can chase termination pay if you weren't released for cause or whatever the case may be. He ain't going to chase that.
Right.
He's not going to get claimed. That's not happening.
All right.
But at the end of the day, do I think someone will sign him? Probably. There are very few places that I would like him.
Yeah.
With Sean Payton, I could probably deal with it in New Orleans. Just solely because if he becomes the same malcontent in New Orleans, you got to get rid of him. The problem in Cleveland is that he was a malcontent and they never wanted to eat the salary. Well, eventually it got to be a big enough problem.
Right.
I got news for you. I've heard things about Odell Beckham out of Cleveland that blow your mind. That anybody could be that petulant, be that just absolutely like, what in the fuck is the matter with you?
I mean, he does like steamers, so
well,
I mean that means a lot. Weird, you're a weird fucking guy.
I don't even care about that.
You should.
I don't even care about that. I care about that you make it very obvious. I knew as soon as he ran to the sideline on that Dearness Johnson touchdown last week. Well, this is the last time we'll ever see you in Cleveland because it got caught on tape. And now it's all of the things that I've ever been told behind closed doors. Hey, look, there it is on tape. I don't need to know anything else.
Yeah.
I would not add him to I wouldn't add him to a locker room. He's not nearly good enough. I'm Seacrest out.
Okay. Are you out? Are you concerned about Elijah Mitchell this week because of the rib issue?
Not really.
There's a lot of people wanting to jump out there on the Jeff Wilson train of, Jeff Wilson's been reactivated, and I mean, one bad slip, he could be the guy.
Well, here, I mean, it would depend on what's your alternative. I mean, are you starting Dearness Johnson? Because I'm going to pass. Safwan bin Malik asked what I'm referring to with Odell Beckham. None of these are confirmed. These are just stories I've been told. Basically, he makes it very clear that he does not give a rat's fuck about you. At one point, Ben Malik said that Jarvis Landry really liked him. Jarvis Landry really liked him. Notice that Jarvis Landry hasn't said shit. You know why? Because he was one of the ones that went, I'm out. Just being a malcontent in meetings, never saying shit. I've heard he hasn't said a word in that locker room in 3 weeks. Because he does not like Baker Mayfield. He doesn't like Kevin Stefanski. He feels like everybody else is to blame but him. The criticism from his dad, where do you think that came from?
From him.
It came from him.
Of course it did.
Because he genuinely thinks, Odell Beckham Jr. thinks he's Randy Moss. He does. He's on record of saying he can be that level of good. No, you can't. And the knee injury robbed him of a lot of what was what made him so good was that he could high point a football better than damn near any receiver I've ever seen. Well, here's the problem. You can't jump like that anymore. You're not that level of fast. You're not that level of good. And so now you're a mediocre NFL receiver, which is what he is. At this point, Odell Beckham Jr., and if you don't believe me, I can literally play a fun game with you of who would you rather have right now. You'll get to 40 before you comfortably say Odell Beckham Jr. He's a mediocre to average wide receiver 2 in the NFL. He is a big name and nothing else. And he's a headache. In terms of what I was talking about with the game against the Steelers last week, Dearness Johnson scores. Everybody in the stadium loses their mind. All right, so it's on a stretch play. He made a good one-cut, perfect zone concept run, scores. All 10 players on the field run to the end zone to celebrate with Dearness Johnson. Odell Beckham ran to the sideline, took his helmet off, and sat on the bench by himself. I'm out on you.
Yeah.
He asked, so would you go after Deshaun Jackson over Odell Beckham? And it's not even close. I wouldn't. You could tell me Odell Beckham Jr. paid me $1 million. I'm out. I am out. I do not want you in my locker room. I do not want my young guys to think that is what it's like to be an NFL player. And I got news for you. There's not a lot of these guys. There are not a lot of malcontents like this. Everybody thinks, the wide receivers are divas. And name me another one. Name me a wide receiver that you really think is a diva. There aren't many.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because their time came and went. Because we watched the Chad Johnsons and the Terrell Owens and guys like that who, yes, they got chance after chance after chance, and they played for team after team after team. Why would I do that? Why would I do that?
Right.
When there are just a slew of guys every year, like Justin Jefferson, who's one of the nicest kids you'll ever meet in your freaking life. There are 40 receivers like that every year. Why would I deal with a middle-aged malcontent? I'm good. And I'll be honest with you, Safwan bin Malik said that was eye-opening. I got news for you. I could tell you worse. I've never confirmed it, so I don't want to say it out loud. But I've heard some weird stories with Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah.
You know, your Cleveland Steamer, Joe, that's the tip of the iceberg with this dude. He's a weird fucking guy. And he has rubbed people the wrong way and he's just a weird dude. He's a weird dude, and he's a me-first guy. I never like those players.
Yep.
That's the reason that, and Jonathan Welch in our group chat that we have with some of the patrons, he said that his dream job would be to be like the investigator for the NFL. I know one of those guys. That's where I get my personnel profiles on guys.
Right.
Because if red flags start coming up, I'll ask him. And sometimes he says, I didn't evaluate that guy because he works for a team. And he has nothing. Other times he goes, that dude is a fucking train wreck. And Odell Beckham Jr. was one of those.
Yeah. Inactives today, biggest ones that have been announced today. James Robinson, I think, is the largest.
Very much so.
Tua was not on the Dolphins inactives list, but
no, he's the backup. He's not inactive.
Oh, okay. He's not inactive, but he will be the backup. They will start Jacoby Brissett so that Tua can rest the finger.
He is the emergency backup.
Okay.
As if I'm not mistaken, they didn't carry a third quarterback. I could be wrong on that. They may have an emergency that they just didn't dress. But Tua is dressed. He's not inactive.
All right, so Tua will not start today. Sam Darnold, well, it looks like he will be starting for the Carolina Panthers. I haven't seen a definitive on Christian McCaffrey, but we know he's been activated, and they were hoping that he would play today.
He's active.
He is active.
McCaffrey is active, and so is Sam Darnold.
Okay.
So it looks like they will both play.
Hopefully so, because the Carolina Panthers are going to need him if they hope to turn this ship around against the New England Patriots. All right, any more questions roaming out there?
We will leave the stream up if you have any more last-minute questions. We're going to be here working for the next 30 minutes anyway. So we'll leave the stream up. You can ask. If you have a question, feel free to put it out in the chat. And we will answer those the best we can.
Yep. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. You can join us here in the Wicked Weed studio on, I guess it's tomorrow morning. I was going to say Monday morning, but that's tomorrow.
10
Holy
a.m.
cow. It never stops.
Vapor Stacks asked who we taking, the Bengals or the Browns. He's taking the Bengals. I'm taking the Browns.
Yep.
It's not a slight at the Bengals. I just wax poetic for 5 minutes about how big a pain in the ass Odell Beckham Jr. is.
Yeah, he's buying into the Odell bump.
And I think it's a 1 week. I think the Bengals just got screwed in terms of when this game fell in. Final score for the Raiders game, I'm going to say 31-13.
Okay, I'm going to say 30-23.
I think the Raiders. It's going to be a lot to a little. That's my big takeaway. A lot to a little.
A lot to a little. Okay. I think it's a little closer than you do. But anyhow, join us here tomorrow morning. We'll have all the recaps of the day's action in the NFL, breaking news, and all that every weekday morning at 10 a.m. here in the Wicked Weed studio. And here on all of your streaming services. We're apparently going to try to do it on Instagram as well.
Yeah, we're going to try to do Instagram tomorrow if I can figure it out. There's
YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You know where you can find it? TheSportsocracy.com.
Yeah, all of them.
That's the
really
way to
easy
go.
To find. Just search The Sportsocracy. We're that on every social media.
Yes. TheSportsocracy.com. You can always join us live every weekday morning at 10 a.m. for the video show. And then, of course, we've got the dual stream radio show every weekday afternoon at 3 o'clock. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene, and we'll see you next time.